What do Field of Dreams and motivational interviewing have in common? So, Field of Dreams is a 1989 classic starring Kevin Costner, Ray Liotta, and the James Earl Jones, great man that he is. And this movie is about a corn farmer in Iowa who plows up a bunch of his corn, his cash crop, in order to build a baseball field because he hears a voice in his head that says, "Build it and they will come." Sounds kind of crazy. So what does this have to do with motivational interviewing? It has a lot to do with it because it is about that in my spirit. So I'm going to tell you two little pieces of story here to highlight this. One is when I first started this training and consulting business 6 years ago, my Center for Change, I watched The Field of Dreams. I watched it several times because I needed that reminder that even when we don't see the physical evidence of what is to come, that we can choose hope. We can choose to believe. And similarly, even 10 years before that, when I started my work as a young social worker fresh out of grad school at the VA working with veterans who were experiencing homelessness, I chose to believe. I chose to believe in my clients' capacity to grow and change, even when the evidence might be to not believe. I had colleagues who thought I was naive and that my efforts were fruitless. Yet every day I chose to believe. Every day in my business, I choose to believe, to keep listening to the inner voices, to keep hope, and to keep moving forward. So the spirit of motivational interviewing is about the belief, the deeply held belief, and the practice of hope. And this is not just like fun, naive, fluffy. It actually has an evidence base. When we hold hope for our clients, when we believe in their capacity to grow and change, it impacts outcomes. This has been established in change research. And so this is where this translation of motivational interviewing practice, spirit, and client work, how do I embody the hope and belief in my clients that they have capacity to grow and change? How do I display that and practice that ability? Actually, as I'm talking, I'm realizing I have a course on this called You Are the Cake, which is really about like the inward and outward expressions of hope, as well as some other evidence-based factors. But that's not the purpose of this. The purpose is to talk about The Field of Dreams, which is one of those classic movies, and how even when things like the evidence is not there on the outside, we can choose hope. And I believe that is what motivational interviewing invites us into as practitioners and helping providers, to choose hope over and over again because it impacts our clients' outcomes. It impacts their felt sense with us. And this is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to help clients believe in themselves. So we may be lending hope, but our job is to be hope holders and to believe. Build it and they will come, says the voice in Kevin Costner's head. And I will say, believe and change will happen.